Well, hey folks, welcome back to the cabin. This is Q&A Sunday, episode number 3. Before I get started, I want to thank everyone for all the information and suggestions on the snowmobile oil. What I'm going to do is what most have suggested, and that was just let it get down low and then try and suck out the rest of it with like a turkey baster kind of thing, and then fill it up with synthetic oil that the manual recommends, and go from there, and then stay with that oil. That was pretty much what I planned, but I got a lot of suggestions and I appreciate it. Thanks again. So the Q&As are going over pretty good. Good positive response from them. Got a few naysayers, but you know, that's the way it goes. I can't keep everybody happy, and I don't even try to. But yeah, lots of great questions. A lot of repeat questions have come in. I'm going to address those first, and then some really cool topics that I hadn't thought of. Yeah, so I'm going to get started here and see how it unfolds. So far, so good though. So the first question number 1 is, do I miss the homestead? Well, surprisingly, no, I don't miss it at all. No, I felt really encumbered owning that place. There was a lot to care for. The beaver pond and everything was really nice. It was good. It was a good run of it, but I'm glad it's gone. I really am. As far as the cabin, we both missed that place, loved that little cabin, and a while back I talked on several occasions about bouncing back and forth, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Both places, this cabin and that cabin, have their pros and cons, and we're going to bounce back and forth and enjoy them both. And there'll be at times I'll be at one cabin and Laurie will be at the other, so we both have our alone time, which is good. Everything in life's about a balance, you know, and you got to balance things out. So that little cabin, I don't have any intentions of selling it right now. Is a good possibility. In a couple of years I might put it on the market, but I don't have any set plans for it. We're just going to take it day by day and enjoy both cabins one step at a time, you know? Yep. People ask about clothing. What clothing do I recommend? Well, I'm just going to touch base on a couple of things, the ones I get asked the most, and that's work clothes, because you see me wearing my work pants all the time. And of course, long underwear. People want to know, what brand of long underwear do I recommend? Well, you might be surprised, you might not, but I have no trendy long underwear at all. In fact, I don't even really buy long underwear. What I use for long underwear is I go to Walmart and I get the cheap cotton sweatpants that are about $5 a pair. And I use those for long underwear. And they're great, and they're cheap. And I love them. To spend $70 to $100 on a long underwear, I can't justify it. I'd rather put the money someplace else. As far as work pants, okay, you've seen me wear a few things like the green vest I have, the brown work coat. Those are Carhartts. The vest is really nice. I don't like the work coat at all. It's warm, sure, but the hood is too damn small. I can't even wear the hood. It feels like it's pushing my head down. It bothers my neck. It's very restrictive. I can't stand it. As far as work pants, my bib overalls are Carhartts, but I've had 2 pairs and they wear out in the same spots. Same with the cotton duck work pants. The Carhartt pants, they wear out in the same spots. On the inseam, down near your cuffs, they wear out. If they're the double layered ones, they tear above the knees. They all wear out in the same spots. Every pair of Carhartts I've ever had wear out in the same spots. A pair of Carhartts, oh, there's the bird clock. It never fails every time I film, the birds singing. So, a pair of Carhartt work pants run $35 to like $45 or $50 a pair, and they all wear out. So I started buying Dickies probably a dozen years ago, and I wear them all the time, And I have never had a single pair wear out. Not a single pair. Now, I'm not getting paid by Dickie. They don't send me free clothing, nothing. I'm sharing my experiences with all the folks that have asked about work clothes. Here's a pair of Dickie's work pants. Obviously, these have been worn. In fact, they're so stained that the stains don't come out. Okay, I've had these a long time, and right on the inseam on a pair of Carhartts, they always wear out. Nothing has worn out on these. The only time I ever have a hole in my Dickies work pants is when I catch it on a nail or a piece of barbed wire or something like that. And they're about $18 to $20 a pair. So I get twice the wear for half the price of the Carhartts. It's fantastic. I'll put a link in the description below of the Dickies work pants that I use. That way you can see exactly what I'm recommending. Do I still have the sawmill? Actually, I sold my sawmill a long time ago. The sawmill thing was, when I was younger, I used to see the sawmill ads in hunt magazines, and I thought, wow, wouldn't that be cool, have my own sawmill, make my own lumber. That would be a big money saver. Well, it was in a sense. But like to all dreams is a reality, okay? And one thing that I can't stand doing is any kind of auto mechanic work. I hate nuts and bolts. I like carpentry work, but working on an engine or tinkering with nuts and bolts, I can't stand it. And owning a sawmill, there's a lot of upkeep. And the one thing that they don't tell you is how often you need to sharpen the blades. If you do a full day of milling, you're going to go through a few blades, and those blades need to be sharpened. And unless you have your own sharpening equipment, which is much more complex than just taking a chainsaw file to a chainsaw chain, you got to find somebody to sharpen them. You got to pay to have them sharpened, or you got to send them out. Quite frankly, I got tired of messing with it, and I found it just so much easier and easier on my mind just to hire somebody to come and mill my boards. So I sold my sawmill, which was a great move for me, and I cut all my logs, put them in a pile, call somebody, guy come up, he milled them all however I wanted, 12.5 cents a board foot, got a pile of lumber, heck of a savings, and all I had to do was just pull the boards off the sawmill, stick them and stack them. For me, that's the way to go. I didn't have to do any upkeep on the machine, nothing. Yeah, that's the way for me to roll. People want to know about a cookbook. They always recommend we should write a cookbook. Well, it sounds good. It's just one more thing for us to store and ship out. Just don't want to do it. We'd rather just share our recipes with you for free. So I've done some cooking videos. I got a lot more of those coming. And now what we're doing is we're typing out the recipe and we're putting it on a website so you can just go there and copy and paste it to your own folder at home. That way you can watch the video on how we prepare it, but also have the recipe in a written format. Just go to the home page of my YouTube channel. Up in the header banner, you'll see Friends of Frankie and the Boss. Click on that, and then click on recipes. All the recipes will be there. We're adding to that right now. We're building that recipe book right now. Just go, copy and paste, and there you go. You don't got to buy a recipe book or nothing. So another question, how far from town are we? I guess that depends on what you call town. We are 1.6 miles off the pavement, and then once we're on the pavement, it's I think around 2.5 to 3 miles to town. But our town is nothing but a tiny store, little general store that was there since, I don't know, maybe the 17 or 1800s. Really cool old store. The post office and the town offices, that's it. But to go and do a grocery shop and stuff like that, it's a 28-mile round trip. That's why now it's a process for us to upload a video. Like the other day, we snowmobiled down to town, Then shoveled off the vehicle and stuff, drove to town, go to McDonald's. I uploaded the Q&A Sunday that just posted there last Sunday. And then I was working on a cooking video, uploading that. And it got to 77% upload and froze. And we were at McDonald's for like 3.5 hours trying to upload videos. And finally quit. We finally quit so we could get back here before dark. So then we ran and got a few things that we needed, got back here, put stuff on the snow machine, drove back up here on the snow machine. So just to upload a video is a process. That's why we try to consolidate our trips to town. Is this your first time living off grid? No, absolutely not. I've been living off the grid most of my adult life. I moved to my first cabin at the age of 21, and I lived there for 5.5 years, and then I sold that, and I went to Alaska for a bit, and then I built another house, and then another place. And then the homestead in New York, that was off grid for a while, but when I made that into a home over there, I put it on the grid for the resale value, and now we're back off the grid again. I just prefer to live off the grid. I like the challenges of it. I like being able to have my creature comforts and have them by my own ingenuity rather than constantly spending, like my icebox, for instance. That's full of food, it's nice and cold, and it's not run on anything but Mother Nature. In the summertime, we put ice in it, which I will be answering how we make the ice in the next Q&A. So if you have any more questions, put them down below. I will answer them on every Sunday that we can get to town to download. That's it for now, folks. All the best to you, and God bless.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did and you'd like to see more of the cabin life, please click the subscribe button so that you can follow along with future updates. All the best to you, and God bless.